start over. Sorry about that. My audio was muted. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to my replay. I'm so glad that you're here this evening. When you hop on, make sure that you leave a comment down below and let me know where you are watching from so that I can say hi, or if you're watching later, make sure you put in #replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. I want to let you know that I am live in 3 locations this evening. I'm live on my Facebook business page, I'm live on my YouTube channel, and I'm also live in my private Facebook group. So if you happen to hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your feed, that viewer may be watching and commenting from another platform. So I just wanted to be open and transparent with you. Also, if you're watching from my favorite private Facebook group, if you wouldn't mind letting StreamYard access your profile name, just click the link in the description of the video. That way StreamYard can publish your name with your comment, and that way you don't show up as Facebook user in my comment feed. So let's see who has hopped on. Jason says hello from the other side of the door. Also, my father-in-law Chris is on. Welcome. So let me know. Also, I'm playing around with my lighting and my audio. So if it's too dark, let me know. Or if the audio sounds different, let me know as well. I have a new overhead mount, but I also have an overhead light that way, and it was casting a shadow. I was getting this bar shadow across my work desk, and I didn't like it, so I've turned the overhead light off. But if it's too dark, let me know. But I will go ahead and get started with our project. I am upcycling this, I believe it's an 8x8 box frame, if I am correct. Well, it's 10x10, so this side would be 10x10, and actually this is the color that it was before. It didn't sell. I ripped the felt flowers off, I sanded down the design, and I've painted it black. So the inset is 8.5 by 8.5, but overall it's 10x10, and it's just a wood box frame. So I'm going to be painting the inside of it white with some chalk paste, and then we're going to lay down a background transfer, and then we're going to make something out of these yarn tassels. So I'm going to lay my transfer to the side because I don't need it quite yet. So I'm going to use a couple of paint brushes. This one is from the artist tool set, but it is sold out right now. I'm going to use a color tray, which I also believe are sold out, but you can use a paper plate. You can use wax paper, parchment paper, aluminum foil, just something to catch your paste. I'm going to get more than I need because I can always, as long as I use distilled water, I can put it back in. So I'm just going to get a glob of chalk paste. And then I'm going to spray some distilled water in my color tray. Then I'm going to mix it up. And I'm going to make it into a kind of an acrylic paint consistency so that I can indeed paint with it. I'll put a little bit more water in there. Getting there. I think I need a little bit more water. I'll probably have to mix more up. So how's everyone's week going? We're halfway through. Getting closer to the weekend, which is always exciting. Anybody have any big plans? Oops. Okay, so I'm just going to use my paintbrush. I'm going to try to be very careful and not get it on up the sides of the frame, but who are we kidding? That may not happen. Try to get all the fuzz out. So I'm just, and I may And if it's streaky, I'm not terribly worried because we will be chalking over this. But I do want, phooey. I do want decent coverage. I've already boo-booed, so I'm gonna grab a wipe so I can kind of clean up where I go over. I've already got it on the side here, but it just wipes right off. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep painting, and I'm just gonna push my brush up to the edge. Yeah, I'm not doing a very good job, but that's okay. That was my mom. Hopefully nothing going on. I'll have to call her back when I'm done. Okay, so I'm just carefully going around the edges. I probably should have taped off my edges. I know better. I'm not a very careful painter. So as you can see, this chalk paste dries uber quick. Just carefully going along the edge. And then we'll fill in the middle. And I probably will want a second coat. So I'm just kind of cleaning up my edges a bit. Okay. Easier said than done. Okay, so let's get that dried. When you hop on, say hello in the comments so I know you're here. Also, if you wouldn't mind, tag any crafty friends. Spread the chalk love around Facebook. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel after the video. That way, if Facebook ever gets wonky, you can go watch me there. Hi, Amanda. Hey, Oliver, how are you? Okay, so the interesting thing is I sanded the design off. It was a flip-flop design, so I mostly sanded it down, painted it with black chalk paint, but I can see my yellow flip-flops are coming through in the corner, but we'll put another coat on and see what happens. But I am going to chalk over this with a buffalo plaid, so it should be okay. So I've watered down some of my white chalk paste. I just took it out of my tub. I put it in my color tray, added a little bit of distilled water, and I'm painting the inset of this frame. And it was that color before I started. Or before. I didn't like the design that was on it. It wasn't selling. So I ripped off the felt flowers. I sanded down the design, and I repainted it with chalk paint. And I probably should have taped off, but I'm just trying to be careful around the edges. And I haven't looked to see if they're sold out, but the Countdown to Christmas, the Chalk Made Christmas Countdown house-shaped box frame and transfer were restocked this afternoon at 4. Also, the Power Punch finally came in. It got unloaded off of the ship that it's been stuck on since July. So you can go check those out on my website that is linked in the Smart Bio link up above. This doesn't look the greatest, but I think once I paint over it, or once we chalk over it, it'll look better. I also want to let you know that we have new Black Friday deals on my chalk site this week. It's mostly A-size transfers. They're 30% off. Also, all of the vintage truck pieces are 30% off. Those are 30% off all month. So the truck cutouts, the truck cutout accessories, the transfer, and the transfer add-ons are all 30% off all month. The other Black Friday deals expire as the new ones come on every Monday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So this week it's A-size transfers. Next Monday, B-size transfers will be on the Black Friday deal. There's also a mystery box that has B-size transfers in it that you can pick up, but those sell out pretty quick. So if you want those, be hopping on at 9 Mountain Time. I'm going to add a little bit more chalk paste. This one's a little creamier, so we'll try it. It might have less boogers in it. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of distilled water to get it to an acrylic paint consistency. Okay, we'll try that. Rub down some of these paint boogers. Okay, let's try this and see what happens. It's a little thicker. Sorry, I know it's boring literally watching paint dry, but just wanted to show you how easy it is to paint with the paste. I sometimes think it paints better than acrylic paint. It has better coverage, that's for sure. And a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so let's do the inside. Clean up another boo-boo there. And my edges aren't perfect, but on these box frames, it's kind of hard to see the edges anyway. So let's get this dried and then we'll get to chalking. Still a little wet. Move that out of the way so I don't end up wearing it. Let's play with something while I am. Nope, not gonna work. I have some new layouts. I have a picture-in-picture, but I think it only works when I screen share. You know. Bummer. think that's good. We are good. Okay, so that is dry. So now I'm going to put a little bit of surface wax on the paint, on the paste. I'm just using an old t-shirt. And this is just clear wax. And what it does is it helps protect not only my paint surface, but it also protects my transfer. So it's gonna get into all those uneven ridges and little bumps that may be in my painted wood, and it's also gonna kind of be a protective layer to keep my transfer from sticking so hard that it pulls up any paint or wood fibers. So I'm just laying wax down. Sorry, I'm bumping my table a lot. That's pretty. So I'm just going to kind of buff that in. I hope that my paint was dry. I'm not for sure that it was. So I'm just going to buff this in a bit. I may have put on too much. Okay, I think that's good. Put that away. Learning to try to put stuff away as I go, so I don't end up with a big mess. So we're going to use the Buffalo Plaid transfer, and this one is cut in half. So it's normally a size D transfer that's 18 by 18, but I have cut it in half. These are sticky back, reusable silkscreen transfers. So they have adhesive on the back. Wherever you see the clear area or the white areas, that is a silkscreen material. So it's keeping all of the little squares and the detail lines intact. So if you've ever cut anything with like an electric die cut machine and you've cut out a vinyl stencil, or a vinyl decal, you have to weed out all the little insides of the E's, the dots to the I's, the punctuation. And I'm notoriously losing those. So the nice thing about silkscreen transfers is it keeps all of those little pieces intact and on one piece. Now I have used this, but it is still sticky. And because I'm working on wood, I just want to lay down a layer of lint. And so I'm just laying it down on a terry cloth towel, just to lay down a little bit of lint so it's not so sticky that it stretches or distorts when I pull it off of the wood. So I'm just going to lay it down in my box frame. And I'm going to line it up as best as I can. And then I'm just going to kind of wedge it down in there. And then I'm going to try to burnish it down pretty good so that it doesn't have any air pockets or bubbles where my chalk paste could seep through. Now, I will warn you, if you use the Buffalo Plaid transfers, you can get a perfect transfer, but most of the time you won't. But that's kind of what makes it vintage. Just because there's so much silkscreen material, it does usually have a little bit of bleed. So this is Shimmer Frost. It is a glitter-based chalk paste. I don't know, you probably can't see that very well, but there is glitter inside of the paste. This is a liquid form of chalk. So it dries hard, but it is water soluble on most surfaces, like glass, chalkboards, and metal, glass, chalkboards. That you can usually wipe the design off and redesign. On wood, however, it is porous, so it will soak up the pigments in the paste. Something fell over here. And so usually wood is one time, but you can, like in this case, you can sand it off, repaint it, and redesign on it that way. So I'm just using a rubber spatula, and I'm going to dip it into the chalk paste to get a decent amount. And I'm just going to pull it. Oh, geez. I'm just going to pull it down the silkscreen material. I'm going to try not to push so hard into the edges that it kind of oozes out into the edges. I'm not going to go for perfect edges on this one, just because I don't want to push it in so hard that it oozes up the sides. So I'm just pulling it down the silkscreen area. And I'm just going to keep turning it so that I can get to my edges better. Hey, Bonita. Welcome. We are upcycling this box frame. When I'm done here, I'll show you what the original color was. Well, that wasn't even the original color. This is just a pine box frame. It's 10 by 10, but the inset is about 8.5 by 8.5. It was painted a turquoise color and had a different chalk design on it. I didn't like it. It didn't sell, so I ripped the felt flowers off. I sanded the design down, and I repainted it with chalk paint, black chalk paint. And then I painted the inset with white chalk paste. And now I'm pasting over the white paste with frost paste and buffalo plaid. Oops. So now I'm just going to get off some of the excess because I see that I missed quite a bit. And the nice thing is when you get excess paste up, you can just put it right back in your jar. And I was also saying that don't expect a perfect pattern with this buffalo plaid. So let's pull it up and see kind of what we have. And I went for a tone on tone kind of look, so you can, it's just very subtle. I don't know if you can see it. No, yeah, there you, if I tilt it down, you can kind of see it. Okay, so I'm going to lay that to the side and kind of let it dry a little bit. I'm going to put this in my bucket of water over here, and then I'm going to show you how to clean it. I just like showing you guys how easy the cleanup is. So I'm going to lay this towel out fully. So I've laid it down, sticky side down, or front side down, and I'm just going to kind of scrub it along the bottom of this tub. Kind of help loosen up some of that chalk paste. And I'm going to flip it over without spilling water all over everything. And I have a board eraser, and these work great not only to clean your boards, but to clean your transfers as well. So I'm just rubbing it along the surface of the transfer. And these shimmers paste will leave glitter behind, but it's not a messy glitter, but it's just a sparkly glitter that will permanently on your transfers. but they still work great. So I'm just rubbing it along the surface of the transfer to get as much of that paste off as I can. And then I can pull it out. I'll put it on my towel. Get that out of my way, and then I can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to pull it just to clean it up. It also helps wick away some of that extra water. And then I'm going to grab the disinfecting wipe. I'm going to flip it over, and this will help to get some of that lint off the back and some more of that glitter that is left behind. And so then once you're done cleaning it, you can let it air dry sticky side up for about 10 to 20 minutes. But because I have a tendency to forget and leave transfers air drying overnight or over the week, I've just been sticking them back on the backer sheet as soon as I'm done. And then it dries on here. And they're actually a little easier to put away while they're still a little wet. So there you go. That one is ready to put away. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so we'll put this towel away, let it dry. And then let's bring our board back. Got a little bit right there. So let's make sure that this is good and dry. You can kind of see some of the print. So I have to apologize to my friends that have ever come to... Oh, thanks, Jason. He says that's a cool effect. I agree. I have never tried the tone on tone, but I've seen other designers do it. I haven't had any workshops for a while, to be honest, just trying to keep up with my booth at CJ's has kept me really busy. But if you'd be interested in any workshops, just let me know, because I can put them on my calendar in November and December. But part of me just thinks that maybe I should wait till January, but just let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd be interested in coming to a class in November or December. Also, if you're looking to do any holiday parties with friends or coworkers, if you want to get a group of girlfriends together, I'd be more than happy to be the chalk creative entertainment for the evening. It's pretty dry. Okay, so what we're going to do is I've already made a few, but we are going to make a yarn tassel tree. And ideally, I wanted to do 3 layers, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, so we may just have to make a small tree, kind of like that. But I really wanted to make a 3-layer one, or I could try to make smaller tassels. I could cut them a little smaller. Let's maybe maybe these, if I cut them smaller, would they fit? They might fit better. I'm going to get one of my little trays to catch some of my yarn debris, and we'll see what we can do here. So I just have a skein, whatever, a spool of yarn. And I just made some tassels, and I'll show you how I made these. I didn't even use any fancy tools this time. Let's give this guy a trim and see. I can fit. I think that might work better. Yeah, we'll just give these guys a haircut, and then I can show you how to make two more. Maybe. It may work. I probably should have chosen a taller board, but I was hoping this one would work. That might work. Okay. I get them all. Yep. Okay, so to make a tassel without any special tools, I have a piece of cardboard here, and it is 8 inches tall, and this makes 2 perfect 4-inch tassels, but we will have to give them a haircut. So because this twine is a little bit more chunky, I think I wrapped it 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just meet my other tail halfway or over halfway, and then I'm going to cut 2 more pieces of small yarn. So I'm going to tuck one of the small pieces under this end and pull it up as close to the top as I can get it. And I'm going to tie this end off up here. And then I'm going to take this other tail and I'm going to tie it up at the top up here. So I've got these 2 ends. So then I'm just going to cut in half. I'm just going to cut this side in half. I'm going to take the cardboard out, and then I'm going to cut these 2 in half. And so then I have the tops of my 2 tassels. And I like to put, here's my knot. So I put my knot on the inside. So then I'm going to need 2 more pieces. And I'm just going to kind of pull all of those pieces down. And it doesn't have to be perfect right now because you can always fuss with it. But I'm just going to tie it off to make the little ball end of the tassel. And before I tie it really tight, you can kind of like fixing a ponytail. I just kind of pull on all those little strings to make sure they're all where I want them. And then I can pull that tight. and tie it. And so then you have, well, let's trim it first. I'm going to trim it even and then we'll give it a good haircut. So get them all even to start with. Mostly even. So there's our little tassel. And so then I'm going to kind of see how much I need to cut off. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. So I had 4 there already. So there's my knot. So I'm going to turn it upside down and put that knot in the middle. And then I'm just kind of getting all those so they're not so crazy. I'll put this around the top and just kind of get it where I want it, and then again pull on all my little strings to make sure there's nothing going crazy, and then tie it tight. And then I've got another tassel. So then I'm going to cut it even. And I'm going to make sure. And then we'll give it a good old haircut. Okay. Throw that away later. So now let's see if I can get these to fit. Because I also have little sticks here that I wanted to use I wanted to leave a trunk. And we have this little knot here, so I'm going to try to put those to the back. And that's not a necessity right now, but when you're ready to glue them down, and in most of the pictures, most of the trees that I saw, they left this ball showing. You don't necessarily have to. It's kind of your preference. You may have to just for space. Does that look like a tree? I might have gotten them a little too full. But we'll see. Okay, so let's grab my glue gun. I'm going to start at the base and get these trees kind of even. Okay, so I want that tree there. Okay. Okay, so now I know where I want the middle tree. I'm going to burn myself doing it this way, but okay, so we've laid that tree down, or that little tree trunk. Oops. Okay, so we'll lay the third one in. Okay. So we've got our tree trunk down. Okay, so let's make sure we know where these are going to go. Okay, so we'll put that one right there. So we'll lay that one down. Maybe if we spread them out and not push them in so far, it might help. Okay, so then we'll put that one there. Make sure I'm putting it not down. Put that one right there. So I'm just laying down a glob of glue and then sticking that knot side down. Okay, so that one will be the top. I think that'll just fit. Okay, so let's put that one there. This would actually even be a really cute fun workshop to do. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in having this as a workshop. I'd probably pick like an 8x10 board just to give us some height. Okay, so then the last one is going to go right up at the tippy top. Okay, cute little, it's kind of wild. Cute little Christmas, little yarn tassel Christmas tree. I don't know if you can see some of, there's the buffalo plaid on the back. So then the only thing left to do is to give it a good sand on the outside, on the edges. So I'm just going to take my little sander and I'm just going to distress the edges. Probably should have done that before I painted, but sorry, I need to quit shaking my table. This corner is really good. Oops. I'm going to have to give it a really good sand because you can see this is what it the color was before. And you can kind of see a little bit of that color coming through. So let's wipe this off. Are you saying the yarn tree is 3D? Yeah, it is 3D. So there is our cute little yarn tassel Christmas tree. I don't think I'm going to do any embellishing. I don't think there's enough room for it, for one. Two, I think it would take away from the tree, but this is our tree. Let me know if you think this would be a great workshop. But I will have this available at my booth at CJ's in Salina. And let me just, I'm going to show you just a few things. Just want to remind you that this month's Club Couture transfer is the reindeer parking. It is an 8.5 by 11 exclusive transfer. The only way to get this transfer is to be a Chalk Couture designer or a Club Couture member. And you can become a member by signing up for a 3-month commitment. At the minimum, you are welcome to cancel at any time after the 3 months. It is $19.99 a month. It is delivered straight to your mailbox. As a club member, it comes with the transfer and 3 paste single packets. This month's colors are Black Velvet, Candy Apple, and Shimmer Gold. Also, as a Club Couture member, you get $4.95 flat rate shipping on any additional Chalk site order. And you also get special offers and deals as they are announced by Chalk Couture. Also, make sure you check out my website at chalkcouture.com/Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and you'll see this Black Friday deals on the banner of the homepage, the landing page. This week's transfers are A size. They are 30% off. Also, all of the vintage truck cutouts, accessories, and transfers are also 30% off throughout the month. Next Monday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, new specials will be launched for Black Friday. Next week will be B-size transfers. Those specific transfers in the sale will be at 30% off. And then I'm not for sure if this is still available, but the Chalk Made Countdown to Christmas box frame and transfer kit restocked today. It may be sold out already. I don't know, but you can always check my website to see if it's still available. But I will be live again on Friday at 7:45 Central Time. It is also Friday giveaway night. So if you want to be eligible for the Happy Mail that I'm giving away, tune in live on Friday at 7:45 Central. You do need to be present at the end of the video to win. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.